Hi, my name is Pam Hoepner. I've been a professional organizer since 2014, and my company is called The Economical Organizer. I'm also the owner of the website Life Creatively Organized. And today I would like to talk to you about decluttering your closet. So many of my clients have trouble with organizing their closets because they simply have too many clothes. So I want to walk you through what I do with my clients to help them figure out how to get rid of some of the items and decide what they really want to keep. So let's get started. I am in a master bedroom closet, and you can tell it is quite full of clothes. So one thing that this can be really overwhelming when you look at everything that's in your closet. So what I recommend is you start small. Start with one rod of clothes, either the upper one, the lower one, the one in the back, the one on the side, just one rod. So you can work easily in getting just that one section done. So the only tools that you really need are a couple of either laundry baskets or bins. So I have a couple of laundry baskets here. They're just the fold-out kind, so I can store them. I take them to clients' homes with me. You can use a couple of boxes. If you're in your master bedroom, you can use your bed. So what we're going to do is, as you look through each item on your particular rod, you're going to decide three things. One, are you going to keep it? Two, if not, does it need to go in the trash? Or three, if not, are you going to sell it or donate it? So let's get started. So what we're going to do is, when you pick an item, you're going to start and you're going to pick one item and just take a look at each item on that rod. So look at your item. Is it comfortable? Is it in good condition? Is it something, are there any stains? Are there any tears? Is it something that you've worn before and you really liked? Something that you worn before and you thought, oh, this is itchy, or it just doesn't hang right. So keep those in mind as you're looking at each item. One of the best tips that I have for people is, when you're looking, pretend or ask yourself, if I was shopping today, would I buy this item? So that might help you for items that are still in good condition but maybe a little out of date. So look at each item, okay? So if you decided, no, I don't want this item after all, what's the reason? Does it have tears? Does it have stains? If it has zippers, are those zippers broken? And be honest with yourself. If any of those things are the case, are you the kind of person who is able to repair them yourself? If you can put on a button, great. But are you a good enough sewer that you could repair or replace a zipper? So if not, it might just be best to just toss it. Just get rid of it. If it's something this is kind of a silky material, but if it's something like a cotton material, can you cut them up and use them for rags? Something like that. If not, it is okay. It's okay to toss items that are no longer useful for you or for anybody else. So please keep that in mind. I know a lot of people have a lot of guilt about throwing items away, but if they're of no use, then just get rid of it. It's okay. So if you decide, no, I don't really want this item, but it's in perfectly good shape, I just don't like it for myself, then you have two choices. You can decide to donate it, or you can sell it. So in selling an item, you can do something like set them all aside for a garage sale. You can send them to your local consignment shop. You can go on to your local Facebook page and go to the Facebook Marketplace. That's really easy. You can narrow it down to just your local community, your local zip code, or your local city, and put them online that way. I have done all three of those things with clients and with my own items as well. The Facebook Marketplace right now, in the time that we're in, where you might not want to have a lot of contact with people, doing the Facebook Marketplace is super simple. You talk with the person who wants to get the item, leave it outside on your porch, they pick it up, put the money under the mat, and it's good to go. So those are some ways to sell your items. Now if you want to donate an item, there's lots of options as well, and this is something, you know, I really recommend. There are so many people that are in need, and especially if you have items that I help a lot of clients who are either downsizing or they're in a change of life where they're an empty nester. They may not be working full-time in their company any longer. They might not need their business suits or as many more dressy outfits than what they had in the past. A great place to donate items, of course, are places like Goodwill, the Salvation Army. Those are great. But also check your local churches. Many times they will have a place where you can drop off donations. Check on Google. Take a look and see where your local women's shelter is, or your homeless shelters. Many times in those types of situations, they are in desperate need of business and business casual clothes for women who simply don't have the money to get a good business outfit for interviews or for for working at a new job as they're starting over. So using those kinds of things is a great idea. Like I said, check Google. It's very easy. Just check homeless shelters, women's shelters, and your local churches or other community services like that. So we've talked about getting rid of an item completely. We've talked about selling them or doing donations. So the last thing is you get to keep it. So what I recommend as you're going through your clothes and you're taking a look and you think, oh, I really liked this shirt. It meant a lot to me. It was comfortable, but I haven't worn it in a while. So I don't know. If you're doing that, it's okay. Go ahead and keep it. Go ahead and keep it. I'm going to show you a secret of how you can still keep up with the clothes that you do have. So hang on a second, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. So we're to the part where you're going to keep your items. So now, if you've decided you're going to keep it, normally you can see my clothes here. All of these clothes in this closet are hung like this. I'm sure you probably hang your clothes that way as well. So here's the trick. When you have an item and you said, definitely I want to keep this item, here's what you're going to do. You are going to turn your clothes around and you're going to hang them back in your closet backwards. So right on the rod, backwards. And you're going to do that for every item that you keep. And the reason why is because as you go through, you're going to see, it's going to be much easier to see that your clothes are turned around backwards. So after you have all of your clothes back that you want to keep, you go through your life the next couple of weeks, you have some things that you've worn and you're ready to wash them and put them back. When you put them back in there in the closet, instead of putting them back in backwards, you're going to turn them back around the correct way, the way you normally do your clothes. So that's all there is to it for about 6 months or so. You've cleaned out and decluttered a lot of your clothes, and you have what you think you want to keep that's left. Now, in about 6 months from when you've done this the first time, I want you to go back in and take a good look at all of your clothes again. And the reason why is because now you've had some time. 6 months is a good time. You've probably gone through a couple of seasons. If you started in the summer, you probably had more of your summery clothes that you've been wearing and not so many of your long-sleeved and winter clothes. You've probably gone through that season a little bit and you've started to wear your winter clothes now. So you're seeing things from throughout the seasons in your closet and you've had a chance to wear them. So when you go in and you look at your closet now, you're going to see probably the majority of the items are going to be turned around the correct way because you've worn them. But if you're still seeing items that are turned around backwards, that means you haven't worn that item in 6 months. So now you need to take a really hard look at those items again. You haven't worn them in 6 months, so think about it. What's the reason? Do you have a shirt and it's an unusual color, you don't have anything to wear with it, you don't have the correct pants or skirt? Is it itchy? Did you find that it just doesn't fit right any longer? It's just not a style that you want to wear? So think about that and go through again and do the same thing that we did before. Get your 2 baskets out, get your 2 laundry baskets out, and go through each one of those items that's turned around backwards and really ask yourself, why am I keeping this? Why am I keeping this if I haven't worn it in 6 months? And think about, you already did some donations, you already sold some items. Think about how much better it would be if you could give or donate or sell those items to someone else who could actually and would actually be wearing them right now. So instead of them just taking up space in your own closet, let someone else have them so they can really appreciate and use them. So keep that in your mind as you're going through your clothes again. And another good way to kind of keep your clothes under control is to have the mindset of 1 in, 1 out. Now, as a professional organizer, I help a lot of parents, and sometimes their kids' rooms can just explode with toys. And that's one of the suggestions I give for parents. If you have new toys coming in, then have your kids go through and have some old toys go. So for birthday time or for Christmas, when you know they may be getting several presents, have them go through and say, do you know, is there something that's broken? Are there pieces missing? Is it something you don't play with anymore? Have them get rid of 4 or 5. Actually, a fun one to do is the same number that they're going to turn. So if your 5-year-old is going to turn 6, have them get rid of 6 toys. So, same idea with your closet. 1 in, 1 out. Back in the day, my story is I've been organized most of my life. But when I first started working when I was in high school and the paycheck would come in and I didn't really have anything to use it for, I would go shopping at the mall. Yes, and so when I found a shirt that I thought was awesome, I would buy 4 of them. I'd buy them in 4 different colors. Yeah, so quickly my closets got really full, and I don't do that anymore. But if I do find things that I do like, I try to make sure to get rid of ones that I don't use. So 1 in, 1 out. I think that's it. We've talked about how to look at your clothes. Do it 1 rod at a time. So once you finish that rod, then the next weekend you can go through and do the next rod. Next weekend you can do the next rod, and so on and so on. So pretty soon your entire closet will have been, you'll have gone through the entire closet, and you'll see exactly what you do have, what you want, what you need, what you use, and what you don't use. So I hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, please hit the like button down below, and please hit subscribe if you want to get notified when I have new videos. I'm going to try to do them quite often, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped. And oh, one last thing, down below in the comments or in the description, I'm going to leave a link for a printable donation sheet that you can print out and write down all of your items as you go through them, and that way you'll have a list as you take your items to the donation centers. So that's that. You'll find that down at the bottom, and happy organizing!